Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, feeling significantly under the weather. So I am joined by CJ.
Yo.
And EZ. Yes, bad.
I'm trying to give a straight face. I'm sorry, but I am very proud to be the newest cast member for General Hospital.
Yes. That.
Young and the Restless rejected me. They already have an Eric actor, and he plays Victor.
You've lost me. But anyway, gonna level with everybody. I think my sickness kind of coincided with the fact that there's not a lot to talk about this week, at least in my opinion. There's just some, the shows themselves just had points. Not any one show was worth going over in full. So we're just gonna skip the intro and jump right on into it. Raw happened this week, and it was built around a card game. And there was some funny stuff, but there's nothing worth talking about, except for the main event with Alexa Bliss teasing some Fiend-like stuff. CJ, what'd you think?
Well, I mean, she's been teasing some fiendish stuff for a while now. If you
this is a little more on point.
Pay attention. Yes.
This was a little more on the nose.
I really don't want to know.
Heel turn. It's exciting.
I'm just listening.
It's exciting. We're not going to get Bayley versus Bianca again for the 500th time, so that's nice.
What? You're telling me it's not going to be like Charlotte and Sasha and we play hot potato with the championship?
Well, it takes a lot to make a stew.
Hot potato. It's been Bayley gets beat 5 times.
Oh.
Yeah, at least with that, there was some intrigue.
So Bayley's in an abusive relationship with Bianca Belair. If your loved one is suffering from emotional trauma, I had a setup, but I lost it.
Yeah. But yeah, there was
a
very on-the-nose Fiend tease from Alexa this week, so that's progressing. Over to SmackDown, it was Kurt Angle's birthday, and the milk truck came back, which was entertaining. Yeah.
Sure, you can call it that.
Well, it was a subversion of expectations, because we really thought that Alpha Academy's faces were going in the cake, but it wasn't. It was a milk truck, so can of Coke to you, lads. And next week, they're teasing a big night for Sami Zayn. Is he going to be made a full-fledged Uso, or is it going to be like when Randy Orton won the world title with Evolution? That's the million-dollar question that everybody's got going into SmackDown next week.
But I got a better one. Kane joining DX, but X-Pac elbows him right in the kahunas.
That's kind of the same general principle.
Well, I thought that was my favorite one, and I just find it funny.
And then on Dynamite, Ricky, it was a good promo, so we're not even going to mess with it. Ricky Starks cut the promo of his life, even though he said he was going to stomp an asshole into him. That was a little weird, but other than that, it was pretty well on point. Ricky Starks did what CM Punk couldn't do, and that is go shot for shot with MJF on the mic, so that was pretty good.
Although, having said that, when MJF says that he would just, go back to NWA and, fight on YouTube, and it's but Max, Ricky already fights on YouTube. It's called Dark.
Unfortunately.
I don't know why.
Isn't it a little interesting that there's certain wrestlers that have never been on Dark before, especially MJF?
What's even more interesting is, if MJF's never been on Dark, but, when Dark first started, before they had Rampage, the heavy hitters were on Dark. Cody was on Dark. Kenny Omega was in a Dark match on the Dynamite I went to in Champaign. The Young Bucks were on Dark. They had the entire fucking Elite in a fucking 10-man tag on Dark once. I mean, Dark used to actually be must-see programming. Now it's just kind of
Danielson was on a special episode of their Dark.
Yeah, with Minoru Suzuki, but now Dark is the equivalent of WWF Metal.
What's that?
It was
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Please explain to this confused baby that was
Metal or
depressed.
Jacked or Superstars in the Attitude Era. It was a syndicated program. It always aired for me in the afternoon, like right after Kids WB stopped. They had WWF Metal, and it was essentially a recap show with like 3 matches featuring mid-card talent in it. Like, you would get...
Yeah, now you're just bringing in some bad memories when I would watch Raw, but I had to go through the experience. It's like, no, Raw started 15 minutes ago. I don't give 2 shits about the recaps. Like, literally, I would be on a 15-minute time delay.
This was even worse than that because at least you got the top stars and matches. We would get like Gangrel versus Midian. I'm not knocking Gangrel or Midian, but like you weren't. The intro showed like The Rock and Stone Cold and Triple H and The Undertaker and all those, and then like you'd get Hugh Morris versus like S.A. Rios.
And I've the only pre-shows I've heard of other than Superstars and Main Event is Heat and Velocity. So
Heat and Velocity look like A shows compared to Metal, and that is what Dark is. But we must be moving on. CJ, you're the Ricky Starks fan of the group. What'd you think about this?
You know what I thought about this.
You thought it sucked? That's a shock.
Did I though?
I don't know. Did you?
Or did I run into the living room with my eyes glued and say, this is the best fucking thing ever and this has made my entire week? Because I think it was the second one. Yeah. Still think it's awesome. Still think it rocked. He lived up to all of the hype and more that I could have ever put on him, as I knew he would.
Now you're just going to be very upset when he loses in 2 minutes to MJF.
I was about to say, and we will also like to congratulate CJ that she's going to be on her future endeavors, as this will be the last show since starts. Well, he's going to lose. Winter's coming.
He's going to lose.
Yeah, nobody thinks he's going to win, honestly.
No, but I think it's okay because what he showed is, hey, we've all been kind of wondering, MJF is a young guy. Who is the other half of the money-making equation here? Who's going to be the foil for MJF for years and years to come? And we've talked about Darby, and we've talked about Jungle Boy, and for a minute everybody was talking about CM Punk and Jon Moxley.
Hook?
No, not Hook.
But Hook?
Where is Hook?
Dark? He's on Metal? He's on Metal?
He's just getting some chips from the Pringles factory. Or from the Lay's factory, sorry.
That's a he eats his from a bag, not a can.
He's a Lay's guy. Yes. He's just being a cold-hearted, handsome devil, you know? You know? That old saying that the devil doesn't exist. Well, Hook's just floating around, and I think he can be MJF's kryptonite.
He can go eat the chips and be cold-hearted, but absolutely Ricky Starks can be the foil.
Yeah.
He could be Ahsoka Darby Allin.
A future All-Atlantic champion.
Well, he took a belt that didn't really exist in the canon and made it more important than all the other belts that do exist in AEW, so...
Oh, I was talking about Ricky Steamboat. I don't know, seeing him come out of
another
retirement
one of
might
my
be pretty
favorite
cool.
Rickies.
Yeah.
Look,
And this other guy, I don't know. I think he still needs to get his comeuppance on Dark, and then we'll see. Just keep sending me your best work.
Someday,
God, I love this show.
you will acknowledge Ricky, and it will be glorious.
Yeah, I mean, I acknowledge Ricky Bobby. Talladega Nights is a great movie, and the career that Bobby had, it sucks he never won a championship, but it is what it is.
In all honesty, it was a great promo. I said my only real gripe was stomping an asshole in him, which I thought kind of like was just sounded weird, but everything else was good. The big question is, like, how long are they going to make the match? Are they going to let Ricky be Ricky and prove himself, or are they, just need to, or are they going to go the
2 minutes?
I'm about to say, or are they going to go in the MJF wins quickly to, seem like a dominant champion route, and Ricky Starks loses in a squash, so MJF can be like, haha, I did it.
And then goes into his 50th rivalry with Powerhouse.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, please no.
Nope, don't want that.
No, don't like that. The other big thing on Dynamite was FTR lost their match against the Acclaimed, and then at Final Battle, they lost to the Briscoes, and Dax Harwood tweeted something along the lines of "thank you" or something of the, very, very well. I'll just look it up. Hold on.
It's over. Thanks.
It's over. Thanks. Which leads to possibly some speculation. I know they're probably going to have one match with the Ass Boys, at least coming up on AEW, and I know they have 2 other sets of tag titles, but maybe the rumors of FTR going back to WWE are true. And like always, when there's a rumor of an AEW wrestler considering wrestling for a company based out of Stamford, Connecticut, all of the AEW fan base have reacted with logic, respect, and I can't even keep a straight face anymore.
I started to say, I think you're delirious.
Yeah, no. I can't even keep the straight face anymore. They've been told that they hate pro wrestling and they don't care about their legacies because how dare they want to go back? So, I'm going to send this one around the horn. Do you think that FTR should stay in AEW? Or do you think maybe they should possibly try their luck under new management in WWE? We'll start with Easy.
I mean, I can kind of see this in 2 ways, and no matter what happens, I'll honestly still be supportive of whatever decision they make. So, staying on AEW, they could actually have some pretty awesome tag team battles, especially when they had with the Acclaimed. It's this is not going to be the last time those two will fight. They could also have a pretty good setup with let's see, I just had them in my head. Okay, I'll figure them out later, but they could have good matchups with Jericho Appreciation Society, House of Black, or definitely maybe defend or challenge for the belts from either AAA or New Japan or whatnot. They still have the New Japan tag belts. So, and maybe we could get another legendary Elite versus or Young Bucks versus FTR, or maybe the Best Friends, Death Triangle. I don't know. There's some really good tag team setups they can fight off against. Okay, Swerve and Glory. That's what I was thinking of.
They broke up.
Oh, they officially.
They're done.
Never mind.
They on Final Battle they put them back in a tag team match for some reason, because even though they kind of half-ass broke up already against the Acclaimed, and then they broke up again, but for real this time on the show.
Okay, never mind. Yeah. And I got back from work very late, so yeah, I didn't see a single Final Battle, but I did see the results, and I'll have my reaction soon. But going back with WWE, this is also another interesting one, because especially, if I'm not mistaken, the New Day are NXT Tag Team Champions, and I'm actually okay with that. They have now completed the whole trifecta. So, if we were to see the Revival back on WWE, again, same ordeal. They got so many other guys to challenge, and hell, maybe they can be undisputed tag champs if they fight the Usos or something. Can we please separate those damn belts, by the way? But, yeah, either way, like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know if we have, like, any more plans, because especially with the new quote-unquote Ring of Honor deal, I highly doubt they want to be on that. But that's going to be another rant for later on, probably. But either way, as I said, I'm really okay with either or. Like, no matter what you do, just keep kicking ass, and hopefully, under the new management, they will have better setups and better matches if they go back to WWE. Or hell, maybe even NXT.
Okay, CJ, what do you think?
So I kind of think that they've done what they can do outside in AEW. It seems like the only work they've been doing is the outside work, the AAA, the New Japan, the ROH stuff. It doesn't seem like there's a place for FTR on AEW television. And I mean, when your gimmick is top guys, then maybe you should go be top guys. So for me, if it was me making the decision, I say go try your hand at WWE again. The guy that made you the tag team that you are is running the whole show. They're not going to go back to NXT. They're going to go to the main roster. And they can revitalize the tag team.
Mm-hmm.
All the talent is there. And by the way, those belts are not getting separated. They're getting a new belt, like one belt a person. They're not going to separate that, which is fine because they don't have enough tag teams for 2 divisions.
Yeah.
So, it makes that WWE has all the talent in the tag division right now to make it great. They just need the little catalyst of storylines and time, and they have the time too. So there's just a little bit of fire that's needed to get the pot cooking, and it'll be great. And I think that may be the one little catalyst that they need.
So, to me, I feel like they've kind of reached their ceiling in AEW. Like, again, so many people are, say like, oh, but they haven't wrestled so-and-so and they haven't wrestled so-and-so. But I think it's pretty clear now they're, like CJ said, they're not going to be the top guys in AEW. As long as the Young Bucks are EVPs, they're not going to be considered the top tag team in AEW. You can that can spark the feverish debate of, well, the Young Bucks are the best of all time, so nobody can beat them, thing that's been clogging up my fucking timeline on Twitter. But they've kind of had their run, and like the only thing that they're kind of they're used for now is just for secondary feuds and secondary belts. I mean, FTR like putting on good matches, but they also feel like they're the best, and they're going to go where they're going to be treated as the best. And maybe it's not goodbye forever from AEW, but again, wrestling used to be fun when people jumped over from one company to the next on the regular. So maybe it's time that FTR does go back to WWE and sees if while they still got some time left on the clock, because Dax ain't getting any younger and he's had some injuries. Maybe it's time to see if under different management they can have their good main roster run that they weren't allowed to have the first go around. I feel like that's more important than, trying to pop Dave Meltzer with, some matches that he'll rate just below the Young Bucks, because, hey, they're the Young Bucks, so why not? Why not do it while you still got your health? Why not Go see if you can revitalize a tag team division that's been lacking. Well, now the boss doesn't hate tag team wrestling like the old one does, so why not? Is that any worse than being considered second to the Young Bucks? I mean, if we took the Young Bucks name out and replaced it with any other tag team and said you're going to be just below this person no matter what, or this team no matter what, would it be a bad thing to want to leave and try your luck elsewhere?
Sorry to interrupt the little rant. I do have to step out a little bit, but I will be right back.
Okay, well, on that note, we will get to Ring of Honor Final Battle. And the page did not load, so...
Way to go, Paige.
And I'm sneezing. Yeah, fucking Saraya didn't want to load the page, so I gotta research it. There we go. No, I don't want to go to Bleacher Report.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. I want to navigate that piece of shit site some more. Yeah. All right.
If you're not careful, you're going to end up buying it again.
I'm sure, yeah. Which is why I went to the much safer Wikipedia. All right, so unfortunately, you didn't get to watch this live. We watched this today. And missed the pre-show matches, but they had Jeff Cobb versus Mascara Dorada. Sorry if I mispronounced that. That went about 7 minutes. Angelo Parker and Matt Menard defeated Shinobi Spirit Squad in about 5 minutes. Willow Nightingale had about a 6-minute match. And Top Flight defeated the Kingdom. So everyone gotta love seeing Matt Taven lose. Matt Taven, the Jay White of Ring of Honor. Yeah, I know exactly
being
what I said.
really mean to Jay White.
I'd say I'm being on par for both of them. Any hoozles. Blake Christian and AR Fox defeated La Faction Ingobernable.
They sure did.
Yep, I didn't like this match at all. It was sloppy. This match did nothing for me. Athena defeated Mercedes Martinez to win the ROH Women's World Championship. I like this match. Here you go, Athena. Since we completely squandered you in AEW, here's the Ring of Honor Women's title.
Yeah. And if ROH has all the resources of AEW, why are we using dollar store googly eyes? I just want to know. Could nobody, no makeup artist, nobody in the back, just paint an eyeball on that girl's forehead? Because the googly eye fell off anyway. So what? Just paint the motherfucker on. Just paint it on next time. It'll be fun.
So, as we spoke about earlier, Swerve in Our Glory defeated Shane Taylor Promotions, despite Swerve Strickland leaving Keith Lee high and dry, because this time, no, for real, I'm totally serious, you guys. They broke up this time. No, like, seriously, like they're not going to come back out again. No, it's for real. And I love Keith Lee. But really? Like, okay, I get the fact that Keith Lee is a much bigger deal in all of this than Shane Taylor and JD Griffey, but we really just want to put it out there like that? It was a dirty finish. Nobody would have thought any less of Keith Lee had he lost after that finish, but really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Fucking really? I'm saving that for what I'm going to say about all of this at the end of the show. Now here comes to something that was highly disappointing. The Embassy, Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony defeated Dalton Castle and the Boys. When you can't have a good match with Dalton Castle and the Boys, you suck. You fucking suck. The Embassy, it's not as good as it once was. This match sucked, and it was because of them. They could not get Dalton and the boys up for moves. They were fucking shit up. Dalton and the boys tried to help. Didn't work now, did it?
Hang on. Let me jump higher. Let me jump on your back. Hang on. Let me just hook my leg over here so you can
grab it because you can't fucking do that. Let's not call a new spot on the fly. Jeez, this match was shit. Ugh.
But we had to do it.
Had to do it.
Couldn't just release Brian Cage. Couldn't do that.
Couldn't just keep the belts on fucking Dalton and the boys. Wheeler Yuta defeated Daniel Garcia by referee stoppage. This was a really good match. I really enjoyed this one. As mentioned earlier, the Briscoes defeated FTR. We kind of already talked about that. I liked this match. Well, first of all, what did you think of Wheeler Yuta and Garcia?
It was fine. It was a little bit different than some other pure title matches, which I liked. They had a plan, and they told the story throughout the match, which is a little bit nuanced for AEW people. So I did like that.
Yeah. We already kind of went on the talked about what FTR need to do in the future. What'd you think about this double dog collar match?
Holy fuck. They did a lot of stupid shit in that match. Not stupid, like, that was dumb, I don't know why. But, like, holy shit, are you an idiot?
Yeah.
Did you want this to be your literal last match? Because that was rough for everyone involved. That was a holy shit. Like, if ever there was a time to chant holy shit in this entire year, it was during that match.
Yeah. I like the match. Excuse me. I'm probably in the minority where I think that the first match was still the best match. I mean, it kind of had it had a natural progression to get to this point of brutality, which I kind of like the build-up of just one match, then 2 out of 3 falls match, then, like, sheer brutality. I liked that. But, like, if I was to pick my favorite of the bunch, it would be the first one. Kind of like how Steamboat and Flair, the first match is my favorite of the bunch.
I will have to go back and watch all 3 relatively soon, anyway, to decide which one is my favorite.
Then put in the unenviable spot of having to follow that is Samoa Joe and Juice Robinson. They changed Juice Robinson's music, which disappointed me. This match was okay. It was in a shit spot, man. It was in a really shitty spot.
The shittiest of all shit spots.
Mm-hmm. And finally, we get to the main event. Claudio Castagnoli defeats Chris Jericho by making him tap out to the giant swing. Yep.
Go on, because I know you don't like this.
I don't know how I feel about it. Like, on one hand, I appreciate the giant swing. I actually like holding weight and, not just being like oh, cool, that's neat, sort of move. Like, it's always cool, but, like, it's never like a finisher. It's just always kind of like a, damn, look at how strong Claudio is kind of deal. So on one hand, I actually do like the fact that, you can kind of show that the giant swing can be used to finish someone. But on the other hand, it is like, the giant swing was used to finish someone, so I don't hate it. I don't think it's as good as some people thought it was, though. Like, I'm much like Switzerland, I'm pretty neutral on it.
I liked it because, Chris Jericho has been on record several times of saying he does not like to take that move. it is his least favorite thing to do. He trusts Claudio with it, and he knows he's going to have to do it. But every time he talks about it, he's like, we talk about it, and I know what I have to do, and I can't do it. He gets so disorientated doing that spin. So this was completely and totally believable from a real perspective that he would tap to it, because he's like, you got to stop. You got to stop. Because when he was on the cage, he was screaming at him, apparently, like, I can't do it anymore. You got to stop.
Yeah, so, like, overall, what did you think of this show?
It was fine.
That's a good way of putting it. It was fine.
You know what? If this was on, like, if this was a WWE show on Peacock, then cool. But to be a pay-per-view that we have to pay extra money for, that didn't help its case.
No. And again, you know, before anyone wants to come at us, you know, when you make people pay more money for something, you gotta deliver better.
Yeah.
You know, there is no shrugging shoulders and going, it's okay, you tried hard. You know, when I'm you know, down $40 and don't come at me saying I spend money on Peacock, I get more than wrestling out of Peacock. When I gotta sit down $40 or $50 extra dollars to watch you, you're gonna have to deliver a little bit better than this. Now, if this were, you know, and I had somebody on Twitter tell me, like, a way to pay less money. Had I paid $20 for this, I wouldn't be pissed off. I wouldn't be upset at all. That's worth about half of what I paid for it. Other than 2 matches, maybe 3, it's a $20 show. It's worth the price of going to your local indie to watch it on TV. Not double the price of your local indie to watch that wrestling on TV.
Well, unfortunately, the people who were sitting there live paid like 5 times as much as your local indie.
That's true, too.
Because the thing that they kept saying is the biggest gate in ROH history. The biggest gate in ROH history. Let me tell you something, everybody. Just because it's the biggest gate doesn't mean it's the biggest amount of people. That means that those people paid more money. That means he made the most money out of a live show. And if I know what he's done, he's jacked up the ticket prices like he's done for every highest gate in AEW this year. Every ticket price that we have paid has been twice as high as it was last year.
Yep. We didn't even.
That is what he's doing.
Yep.
Just to tout it. So I don't want to hear another goddamn thing about how WWE inflates this, or this. He's jacking with statistics to tout better numbers.
And you know what? If people want to pay it, good for them. We're not faulting you. I mean, I am the biggest proponent of, if you love something, put your money where your mouth is. And if the price goes up and you still love it, keep paying it. I'm the biggest supporter of, if you love it and you want to keep it around, pay. Man, I really love this comic book. I'm just ashamed they're canceling it. Well, did you just read the reviews about it on the internet, or did you go to the comic shop and buy the book? Well, I read the reviews and they said it was great. Exactly. You didn't pay for the comic book, therefore it's canceled. Therefore, shouldn't complain about it not being around. You didn't pay for it. I love AEW. Well, ticket prices went up. Don't care. I love AEW. Cool. But, you know, less popular companies, when they fuck with prices, they're vilified.
One company had high prices this year, and they were vilified on the internet by people who couldn't even attend the show. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Which brings me to the final talking point of all of this, and we could probably... I don't know if EC will be back in time, but it was announced that the TV deal, and I use that term somewhat loosely, for Ring of Honor will be the return of Honor Club. Again, if you love Ring of Honor and you love this version of Ring of Honor, congratulations. You will be paying for it. $9.99 a month for Honor Club will be the exclusive home as of right now for Tony Khan's era of Ring of Honor on television. Let's send this one around the horn. What does everybody think of this?
Well, I guess everybody is me.
Yeah, I thought I heard Easy come back, but I guess it is just...
Yeah.
So, if he comes back, I'll put him... We'll have him talk about it.
You've used TV so very, very loosely. So, in my opinion, Tony Khan has tried to get Warner Discovery to give him another TV deal for ROH. And for whatever reason, be it not interested in another wrestling product, don't have the money for that kind of thing, don't have the interest in the Briscoes or other talent associated, whatever reason, they've decided they do not want it. And he's tried to entice them with the higher gate prices and pay-per-view buys of their shows and featuring them on AEW television. And that's been a big flop in his face because now his TV ratings are down in a time where it was really crucial for his TV ratings to actually go up. I do not care that they're still in a good place. They were supposed to be building them up because we're about to head up into a television contract negotiation where he wants more money. Don't tell me he doesn't want more money. Just because you're a billionaire doesn't mean you don't want more money. So he failed. And the answer to that is to put ROH television on Honor Club for $10 when your competitor is on Peacock for half of that price at the max.
Unless you want no ads, in which case I do pay $9.99 for Peacock.
That's not a bright idea because it is a solely wrestling thing. And right now, it sounds like it's a solely Ring of Honor thing. You're not even going to put your AEW stuff on it because you've got to work it out with Warner Media.
The only thing that would get me to buy Honor Club, and I talked about this on Twitter earlier, if I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that, let me see if I can get it on camera, every one of the shows there, the Ring of Honor shows on this thing that I don't have, are going to be on there, and they're not going to be rotated out like a Netflix show. They're going to be like, you can have this 2003 ROH show you don't have, but you get it for 60 days, and we're going to do a little cycle. No, that doesn't work for me, brother. If I knew that, like, I would get every single Ring of Honor, everything that ever existed, in addition to the TV show, totally worth it. Totally.
But you're not even going to get their newer stuff until 3 months after it's happened.
Yeah. That's something else, if you want. Two things that could have been done better. And Tony Khan, if you somehow stumble upon this video, two things that would also maybe entice me to buy, what I just mentioned, rather than putting it 90 days after the pay-per-view, how about you reward the people that are going with Honor Club, give them that pay-per-view as part of the package deal for Honor Club to sweeten the pot a little bit, rather than having them pay $40 on BR Live. Like, do I want to pay $40 for a Ring of Honor pay-per-view on BR Live? Or, do I want to pay $9.99 a month, get the 4 ROH pay-per-views, and get every Ring of Honor match ever? You want to see Bryan Danielson versus AJ Styles from 2004? You got it. Or 3. They were from 2003 in Ring of Honor. Do you want to see the original Summer of Punk? You got it. You want to see Nigel McGuinness' title run? You got it. And I get the pay-per-views? Shut up and take my money. But I don't know what they're going to have with Honor Club, and I'm supposed to pay $10 as for just like, oh, hey, you might like the show, you may not like the show. We may have the Ring of Honor you want to watch from the past, we may not. And after 90 days, you'll get the pay-per-view. I don't know if that's going to work for me.
I don't think he has that choice. Because that's an obvious thing to give to the people who are paying you $10 a month for your product. And the fact that it's 90 days sounds like he made a deal, or they had a deal with BR Live or Fight TV or somebody that says they own the rights to streaming the live and the immediate, like, 90 days after.
Yeah.
So I don't think that that's in his authority to give that right now.
Well, the other thing that I think would be really good for Tony Khan to do with Honor Club, you know, this is kind of a new venture, and if people sign up for this new venture and it doesn't work for them, it's going to be a lot of negativity. How about send a free 2-week, 1-month trial of Honor Club? Oh, did you buy this pay-per-view? Thank you very much for your support of AEW and Ring of Honor. Enjoy your first month of Honor Club on us. And if you like it, please continue to want to support this company by paying $9.99 a month to continue watching this great content. WWE Network used to give a free month away all the time. Get a free month for the Royal Rumble. Get a free month for WrestleMania.
They were doing 3 free months for a while.
Oh, yeah. You got the whole road to WrestleMania. Look, you got to get your money. Like, I'm not faulting a person for wanting to get their money for this, but...
Well, the whole point of it, though, is you give out the free trial, you have to put a credit card in just in case, and then those people forget about it, and you get their money for as long as they've forgotten about it.
Hey, and you know what? This is the one time I will play devil's advocate to a shitty business practice. Everybody else fucking does that. That's on you to cancel it if you don't fucking like it. Just make it easy to cancel.
Be right back once again, but don't worry, I have a lot to say about Honor Club.
Go on! The time is yours now.
I'm in the middle of an emergency right now, I'm sorry.
You okay?
Family dilemma. Actually, you know what? I'll log out tonight, but next week I'll have an opinion.
Okay, well, there you go.
Okay,
Well,
I'm sorry about this.
Hope everything goes all right for you, man. So sorry to hear this.
All good. Thank you.
All right. Well, unfortunately, that's just what we're going to call it. Just make it easy to cancel your membership and do a free trial.
Don't make it easy to cancel a membership.
No, I won't go that far into shady business, but yeah. Don't be like trying to cancel your Sling subscription.
Oh God.
Where you gotta ask the help bot to help you, and no, don't do that. But just hey, put your credit card in, and then if people forget, thank you for your money. Netflix does it, Hulu does it, Disney Plus does it. Hey, Honor Club's no different. And then somebody decides on the 29th day that they don't like it.
Hey, make a deal with AT&T or Verizon, just like Disney did.
That's another good one. Yeah.
And you know what? I bet he's got those contacts because owns a football team, and ESPN Plus is a part of the Disney Plus package.
Yep. All right. Well, that is it for the show this week. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and bearing with my my sinuses. If you enjoyed, which I'm pretty sure you didn't because I probably sounded bad, please like, share, and subscribe for more content.
He won't always be sick.
It won't always be sick. I don't know. I bash the Young Bucks in some people's opinion. I'm always going to be sick for that. Follow me on my social media pages, facebook.com/athleticgeek89. Tell me I suck, or get to feeling better on Twitter @athletic_geek89, and help us pay for Honor Club on Patreon at patreon.com/athleticgeek89. CJ on social media.
If you want me to host the show next time he's sick, get on Twitter @CJTMall0.
Yep. Help for Easy, who we hope everything's cool with, and CJ. Shout out to Dexter Roswell, friend of the show, for this shirt. They're just marks, and we're out. We'll see ya.